There is an outstanding school in Hus city in western Ukraine. It was opened in October of 2021 in a Roma settlement with the support of the Orphans Promise partners. Along with getting the basic education, children here develop spiritually, morally, and culturally. But most importantly, they receive much-needed love and care from their caring teachers. Recently, a new teacher came to the school. His name is Eugene. Children simply call him Uncle Zhenya. He's a professional musician and gives instruction in music, voice lessons, and English language. He also has a very kind heart.
When I was coming here, I was told that it was an unusual school, that the classes here were small and the children wouldn't sit still and follow your instructions. Yet, when I came here the next day and I sat down with them, I realized that they were like any other children. They just had not been loved before. Everything here was new for me. First of all, regular teaching techniques that teachers usually use in school don't work here. You have to improvise a lot during the lesson. Yet, all the children here are talented. Some are good at sports, others have talent for music, while others have linguistic abilities. These kids want to learn. They just need to be inspired. If it wasn't for the school, they would have never seen the civilized world. School for them is like a breath of fresh air. It's a chance to touch modern culture, and therefore they are being drawn to this place.
Zhenya quickly gained the trust and became the favorite teacher. Yet only 3 months ago, he could have lost his life. Zhenya grew up in Mariupol. He had parents that loved and cared for their 4 children. They cultivated in him a love for music and taught him to be independent. He was a happy man that loved his home city. He obtained a good education there, found his calling, and had ambitious plans for the future. Yet, on the 24th of February 2022, all his plans were destroyed by deadly bomb strikes.
It was a full-scale invasion, and I was by myself. I stayed in my home for a week. At that time, I finished my last bag of pasta, and the shooting was getting only heavier. I knew I wouldn't make it there for long. It was very, very scary.
Miraculously, Zhenya was able to get to his church. More than 200 civilians found a shelter in its basement. From that day on, all days blended into one long nightmare. Mariupol was continuously bombed.
Every day hearing the strikes, we were thinking that we could be hit at any moment. One day I was on the 2nd floor with my friend. There we had internet. And we heard the scream of a bomb and ran down to the basement. Suddenly there was a horrible explosion. Everything was in smoke. I remember we were running very fast, despite someone yelling, get down, it's a bomb." But I didn't understand them. I had only one thought: I have to get down to the basement. And the next day we learned that the building across the street from us was hit by an air bomb.
That day, God saved Zhenya's life. When evacuation corridors for civilians were opened, people were pressured by Russian soldiers to go to the enemy's territories. God helped here too, leading Zhenya to a man who was able to take him out of the half-ruined city of Mariupol to western Ukraine.
When we were going, shards were everywhere, and I saw all the destruction. There was a building on the way that was totally burned down, and I realized that the same could have happened to me and my home. I was in shock. There was a hole in my heart, and I couldn't feel anything. I had only one dream: to leave the city forever and ever, because it was turned into a cemetery, a city with graves in the middle of its streets.
A small backpack was all that remained from his previous life. Zhenya was heading towards uncertainty, fully trusting his life to the Lord.
God was always near. I have felt His hand every day of my life. He saved my life, and that means that I can still be useful for Him, for something here on earth.
Shortly, Zhenya learned about the Orphans Promise project. That is how he got to the Roma Children's School in Khust, and started building his life all over. He is a real asset for the school workers and children whose hearts grew so close to their new teacher.
Orphan's Promise played an important role in my life. If it wasn't for you, I don't know where I'd be today. I would be homeless. But today, I live in a safe town. I was given a job and a place to live. You gave me a refuge and provided for my needs. I have more than I expected. I feel valued. In the future, I want to buy my own apartment. I want to have a cozy home. I might go back to my previous occupation, but the most important is that the war ends. I am very thankful to the Orphan's Promise project for helping me at a critical moment of my life, when I felt like an orphan myself. And this organization just embraced me and helped me with everything. From the very first day, they granted me the privilege to think about tomorrow. If it wasn't for Orphan's Promise, I might not have had a future.